Hello, everybody. It is Blind Metal Gamer along with the lovely and vivacious Kyra Super Saiyan. What is up, Kyra?
Oh, it's a great day out. Go walk your pets, enjoy the sunshine because it feels like March and we're only in February.
Yep, and today we have a special treat for you. We are going to review an app that we have both had experience with, and we got some funny stories to share.
And it's an app that y'all are probably familiar with. It is one of the top 5 dating apps right now.
Yes, Hinge. The
The
dating
dating app that's meant to be deleted. Oh, it
Yep.
was deleted all right, right, Blind?
Uh, yeah, it's not deleted on my end. I'm still, you
Oh,
know,
okay.
I'm
Well,
still on there.
I deleted it, and y'all are about to find out why the fuck that is.
Yep, and this is going to be just in time for Valentine's Day. So this would be good for anybody who might be visually impaired or who might be wanting to use the Hinge app. Will it be
Or
worth it?
anyone who's looking for a different kind of dating app. I love Hinge. Hinge is great. It's the people on Hinge I hate.
Yes, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about accessibility. We're going to talk about how accessible it is for people with disabilities. We're going to talk about our own personal experiences and much, much more. So, Kyra, I'm going to kick it off
Hmm.
with well, let's talk at first about ease of use.
Okay. So, what I really liked about Hinge is it's not a traditional dating app. It lets you customize to everything. What pictures you want on there, what questions you want people to answer, what questions you want to answer about other people, their drug use, their alcohol use, their political beliefs, their religious beliefs. I mean, it's not as simple as a swipe left, swipe right dating app. It's so much more. It's innovative and it's creative. And that's what I liked about it when I was on there. But what I hated about it was easy for everyone, and that created problems for users like me. Us women have a lot of trouble with Hinge.
All right. Now I'm going to talk about this from my perspective because I'm currently using it.
Uh-huh.
I like that it's free. You don't have to pay for it if you
No,
don't want to.
you don't have to pay for it. And
There,
another thing I liked about it, you can customize if you're looking for men or women.
yes, you can customize that. Now I will warn you from the consumer standpoint. There is microtransactions. They'll try to get you with Hinge Plus or Hinge X. And your boy Blind Metal Gamer don't roll that way. He likes his freebies.
Okay, but wait a minute. Explain to them what Hinge Plus and Hinge X are before you move on.
All right, now I will get to that. Okay, Hinge Plus allows you to have more likes, get seen sooner,
Mhm.
more roses. Basically, you get likes, which you get X amount of likes per day. So when you
Uh-huh.
run out of free likes per day, that's it,
I remember that.
and you get more the next day. And you get roses, you get one rose a week.
Yeah, I remember that too. I
But
had a few roses.
if you pay, you get more likes, more roses.
Okay.
And they'll charge you X amount a month. It just depends on the plan you want to pay for. And they
Okay.
have a Hinge Plus version, which is,
Mhm.
and then they got Hinge X. Hinge X basically is Hinge Plus just jacked up on steroids.
Okay, because see, they didn't have Hinge X when I used it. So I knew about Plus, I didn't know about X.
Yeah,
So
X is,
this is informative for me too.
yes. So for those of you who might be wanting to use the app, do keep in mind it does have microtransactions baked in. There, if you're on a budget like Kyra and I, use the free version. I know you're a little bit more limited, but it
Yeah,
will be
and
worth it. Trust me.
it's not like it's being stingy with the amount of likes you can have. If I remember correctly, you could have 10 likes per day.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. I think it's 10 likes per day, 1 rose a week. And
And,
that's,
and save
considering.
your roses for the people that you're just head over heels for. Don't just waste them.
Yeah, I wonder if those accumulate over time.
They do. I mean, it's one per
Hmm.
week. And you can be sent a rose as well. I mean, the rose system is you can send a rose, they can send a rose.
Now that's cool. Now as far as verification, you don't have to be verified. I have actually gotten a match and messaged someone without
Hmm.
verification. Now I will warn you, if you want to get verified and you are of the blind community or low vision community, you might want to have sighted assistance because it is a pain to do that without it. So, me
Yeah.
personally, I don't worry about it. It's not required. I'm doing what I gotta do. And,
Yeah.
you know, Kyra, you know what other dating apps like OkCupid and all that, you get bombarded with notifications?
Oh my gosh, OK Cupid. You and I met on OK Cupid.
Yes, we
That's a
did.
trip.
Yes, we did. So, OkCupid, you get bombarded with notifications, right?
Right.
With Hinge, you don't.
No, you can just go check it at your convenience. And here's the neat thing. Hinge doesn't have to notify you. Hinge can email you with updates if that's your forte.
Yes, that's a good thing. And one thing I like about Hinge versus, some other dating apps, you have to keep it work appropriate.
Oh yes, like that you'll learn more when I get to my story about Hinge. But you Hinge Hinge has been known to kick its users for being inappropriate, and you will learn here in a few minutes just how bad people on Hinge can get.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's one thing I like about Hinge. You have to be very cautious
They
because
care about the safety of their users.
yes.
Like, just a sneak peek of what's to come. I'll get into details when the time comes, but I had to email Hinge about a user because he gave me major ick. And you are going to learn about that story in tonight's podcast. And I told Hinge, look, we were communicating outside the app. He made me very uncomfortable. Can you do something about this? 2 weeks later, bada boom, bada bang, he's gone for good. He's never allowed back.
Oh, then that's good. Um, okay, so now we've pretty much talked about the usability. Now I want to move on to accessibility.
Okay.
Now,
This is going to be your expertise because I don't really have an access a disability that significantly impacts me using technology.
okay, now I want to profess right now that Hinge is 100% accessible for voice over users. So if you're on iOS, I think this might be on Android as well. I'm not sure. So could
Hmm.
someone in the comment section please correct Kaira and I if it is on Android?
Yeah,
But
Blind and I are iPhone users.
it is for iPhone users voice over accessible. It's very good as far as now. The one thing that it will not do on the
Hmm.
unless you have a high end iPhone with the AI description for pictures, it will not describe images all that great. So
Yeah.
you have to be
Hinge,
leery on that.
Yeah, Hinge is very image reliable for its profiles. Like when I was on there, people would like my photos rather than my prompts more.
Right, me, I like people's prompts more than their
I do too. I
photos.
love the prompts. It lets me get to know the
Hmm.
other users more, but sometimes yeah, mostly guys. It was always guys that did this. They'd view my picture,
Hmm.
be like, "Ooh, she cute," and then hit me
It's
up immediately, and I'm like, "Did you even look at my profile, you bastard?"
hey, don't feel bad. Nobody has liked me on Hinge yet, so
Yeah, maybe we should gussy you up for a picture for Hinge.
maybe. But yeah, with Hinge, as far as accessibility, it's voiceover accessible. And what I like about it, when you do match with someone, let's say you want to message them, right? And let's say dictation can be a problem for you.
Yeah,
Let's say the user has a motor disability, they can't type, and they can't really do the typing all that well. There's dictation, but let's say dictation messes up. You can send that person a voice message.
that's awesome. See, another thing I like about Hinge has their own in-house messaging service, which is good if you want to protect your identity.
Hmm
So basically what I'm saying is you match with someone, you don't have to give them your phone number. You don't have to give them your socials, like your
No, you don't.
Snapchat. You
No, you
can
don't.
just
You can call them, you can video call them, you can message them, you can do the same things.
Yep.
The exact same thing.
You can even send them pictures via the in-house messaging service. And I liked that. It gave me a sense of security
Yeah,
when it
that's what
came to
I like
online
about.
dating.
That's what I like about it because I've had experiences in outside of the this experience outside of the Hinge app where I've had to really beef up security and other things. And you
I
know what I'm talking
know.
about, Kyra.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And I've had that problem outside of dating in general. I have an ex who has followed me on every platform they could just because they want to stay in touch. And I'm like, you lost your chance. Get the fuck away from me. So I have to keep my eyes peeled for that person on any
Well, you know what that person sounds like to me?
what.
Creepy bastard.
Yeah, I mean, they have got some mental health issues, and they went to some extremes to try and get a hold of me. And I'm
Wow.
very fortunate that it didn't get past cyber stalking.
Oh, wow. Okay, so now that we've talked about that, we've pretty much covered accessibility. It's very accessible. Now, I will say one thing. When you're putting your profile together and doing the photo piece, to the blind and low vision folks who might be watching this video, this review, and who will be using the app, you will need, and I need to profess this, you will need sighted assistance for doing the photo thing to make sure
Yeah.
you get the right photos. That was the only part that I needed help with. Your boy Blind Metal Gamer. Other than that, I just did it all myself. So, okay, now I want to move on, Kyra, to some Hinge-related stories, and we can talk about our experiences. So, Kyra, if you want, you can tell them your experience with Mr. Dumb Creepy Bastard.
You kind of jumped the gun a little bit, but basically what happened was I matched with a guy on Hinge. He was not very intelligent. He had a low IQ, which is fine, and he was very into me. He was a people pleaser. All he wanted to do was talk over the phone, get my number, yeah, da 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 da. Well, here's the thing. I'm asexual. For those of you who don't know what asexual means, that means I have a lack of sexual attraction. My it sex disgusts me. I haven't had sexual attraction in several years. It's off the table for me. And
Right,
at
but
the
according
time,
to this individual, it was not.
you're let me talk, please. And at the time, I wanted children, and so he's like, "So you're asexual, right? Right. So that means no sex, right? Right. What if we made a baby?"
Oh
Alarm
my god.
bells
Oh
went off
no.
immediately, and we were on Snapchat. So I took a
Hmm
risk and screenshot the conversation. Well, bad idea if you're on Snapchat, but I was desperate. He got suspicious for a second. I talked him down. I blocked him on Snapchat, Hinge, and then I immediately emailed the conversation to Hinge. They said they'd investigate. 2 weeks later, he's banned and removed from the dating app for good because he's a bastard. I have the conversation documented in case I ever need to file a police report because he's a creeper. A dumb one, too. But because he's so dumb, no offense, I don't believe that'll ever happen.
Right, and now that shows that's good on Hinge's part for taking
Like
action and getting that out of there.
like I said, I do believe that Hinge, especially if you're a woman or a queer person, has the backs of its users. And I cannot tell you how many of these stories I've heard from not just Hinge, other dating apps like Tinder, which is the most popular dating app right now. Us women, we we get attracted by, no, that's coming out wrong. Us women, we find ourselves the victim of the scum of the earth that come out of the woodwork on these dating apps. And there needs to be a conversation on this is not okay. Let's block and ban every scumbag on the internet.
Oh yeah, like with Tinder, um, back when I was able to use Tinder without assistance. Oh my God! I mean, no background check. I mean, there's just no security at all. With Hinge, if you keep it, if you do any NSFW, they will notify that and they will get you for it. So they hold you accountable for your actions on Hinge.
And
Now,
I'm very glad that they did that, especially when I was the victim in this case.
oh yeah. Now I have a bit of an interesting experience with Hinge just recently.
Okay.
Now, again, um, I've I'm more of a, I would say, a casual user. I don't go on there every day. More of a casual thing. I saw a woman that was 72 years old. Okay,
Oh, good lord.
wanting someone who apparently didn't care about age, and I'll just say they described what they wanted. I'm not going to go into the minutia here.
There's a name for women like that. Cougar.
Cougar, cougar, cougar.
Wow. Wow. Cougar.
hmm I'm not going to go into. I mean, I'm not going into the minutia of what they described. Just
Please don't.
no, 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 no. It would not be fitting for this review, so it will be left out. But
It
I'm
wouldn't
like,
even be it wouldn't even be fitting to me. Remember, I'm not into that stuff.
you know what your boy did?
What?
Bye bye. I
Good.
skipped that shit quick.
Good. Good for
But
you.
that shows it gives you the option.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like Hinge, Hin- like I said, you can tailor it right down to political and religious beliefs, drug and alcohol use. Hinge has your opinion in mind.
Now, one thing that I did notice about the whole customizing your dating parameters,
Uh-huh.
and again, I don't know if it was different, but I know one thing I've noticed: you have to pay for that feature.
That used to be free because I had the free account and I could filter out whatever I found unsavory and favor in what I did want. Like I could even set my preferred age limit.
Now, me, I've noticed that they must have changed it since you had it, because I'm
Well,
also on.
it's been 2 years.
I mean, I've been on the free account, and it's different, But anyway, you
Well,
know,
and here's the thing. I deleted Hinge because after that nasty dude, and then one guy that I really clicked with, Dear John to me. Oh yes, I got Dear John. I said, that's it. I can't do this anymore. I left. And I survived dating without Hinge. I just didn't date for a while.
Oh wow. So okay, we've covered usability, accessibility, experiences, microtransactions. So okay, overall, Kyra, would you recommend Hinge to anyone who is, with disability, without disability? Overall, in a general context, would you recommend Hinge based on what we've talked about tonight and your experiences?
I would definitely recommend Hinge. It's about a, I wouldn't say a 10 out of 10. I'd say maybe a 7, 8 out of 10 for me. I mean, Hinge overall is the best dating app there is on the market to me. I don't care what people say about Tinder. Hinge is really the best in the business. They've got a good business model going, and they care. They care about their user base. They want you to feel safe. They want you to be happy. They want you to find your person. And I love that about Hinge. And yes, I had a bad experience, but I was willing to give it a second chance after that. I ultimately left because I just wasn't finding what I was looking for. But I think it's worth checking out because it takes online dating and flips it on its head.
Yes, it does. Now, you're probably wondering, do you recommend Hinge Blind Metal Gamer? Yes, I do. It's accessible, it's free, there's no mandatory microtransactions that are required, you know, there's no required pay.
That's
Uh,
true.
there is safety in there, there's accountability. Like Kyra explained with her story, the individual that was not being very appropriate got banned within what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks. It
Yeah,
was only 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, they got the can, but that's good because that means that person was held accountable and had to pay for their actions. So, in closing, I would give Hinge an 8 out of 10 as well because I always believe there's room for improvement. Um,
What I do think would be nice is that they would revert the decision to have your dating parameters paid for.
yeah, I would love to see that be a free thing too because that would really give you more freedom.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to choose. I mean, that really made me more comfortable as a queer person with some very uh high standards for what a person should have. I mean, obviously I'm not one of those people that has a long laundry list, but you know, there are there are some things I don't want in a partner. Like politics are off the table. That's one example. I don't date people who drink because that tends to be an issue for me, and I don't date people who do drugs. I don't date people who smoke. And I'd like to be able and I have a 5-year limit both ways. Blind was the exception because we clicked immediately. And I want to be able to tell a dating app, "Hey, I don't swing that way."
Yeah, that's one thing I like. I'm with you. I've got standards, and I want to make sure that the woman I meet meets those standards.
And
Um,
that's the neat thing. Even without Hinge, I found a partner who gets me. We come to each other with our problems and we feel safe with each other. We just want what's best for each other.
right, and with mine, we had some circumstances happen which we won't get into here,
It was
um,
rough.
but the point being is with Hinge, you can tailor it to what you need. They just need to make that parameter setting a free thing and not make you have to unlock Hinge X or Hinge Pro or whatever to
I
do it.
hate that they paywalled that. That was a good feature.
Well, now based on what I'm thinking that they did. I haven't really, you know what I mean? But
I should probably sit down with you and explore that with you.
yeah, we should. That would be a good thing to do. But okay, to kind of wrap up our review. So overall, would you recommend Hinge to someone who is getting back into dating, getting into dating? Um,
Absolutely. Even if it doesn't work out for you, it's still a good learning experience for online dating. And for one thing, it's safe. I mean, you don't have to feel obligated to give out your Snapchat, your Discord, your WhatsApp, your phone number, your email, your whatever,
hmm
because Hinge Hinge is your best friend. It's there for you on leg day when it comes to dating. It allows you to communicate within the app and leave the app whenever you're ready.
Yep, and they have your safety in mind, and it's accessible.
Which is true. If you have a situation like mine, don't be afraid to email Hinge. They're going to be on. If you didn't do anything wrong and you feel like you've been victimized, they're going to be on your side.
Yep, but remember, it also works both ways. You have to
Oh
keep
yeah,
it safe.
don't be a prick on Hinge. Or you'll be the one banned.
Yeah, don't be a douchebag. All right. So, with that being said, this has been our review of Hinge, the dating app designed to be deleted. So, for those of you, this will be out on Valentine's Day. So, for those of you who are single and in need of a mingling, download the Hinge app and get dating today.
I mean, it's worth a try, y'all. Just take a leap of faith.
Oh yeah. So, with that being said, Kyra, do you got anything you want to say before we wrap this review up in a bow and work on getting it out to the people?
As I said in the Valentine's episode we just released, it's okay if you're not feeling up to it this Valentine's Day. If you're feeling unloved, just practice self-care. If you have family that care, go see your family. If you have someone who's single and doesn't want to do anything Valentine's Day, hit them up. Maybe they'll want to have a Galentine's or Palentine's. Um, Sometimes, if you have a fur kid, love on the fur kid. Take the fur dog for a walk. Fur dog. Me and my dumb brain. uh, just practice self care.
Oh yeah. Um, Definitely. All right. So this has been our review of Hinge, the dating app designed to be deleted. This will be released on Valentine's Day, so it'll be out then for you all to watch and then comment on. So with that being said, I've been Blind Metal Gamer saying so long everyone, and peace out.
Higher Super Saiyan here. Stay golden, y'all.